you had to start all over again, what would you do differently?
What I would do differently, I would definitely not recruit my brothers and sisters. That's the first thing which I will not do.
Faith is important, but we also have to apply wisdom, because wisdom is the principal thing, is the most important thing. If given an opportunity to change our curriculum, maybe at primary level and at university level, what would you add? What would you subtract?
I would dismantle everything, starting with making a school, number one, number two, grading system. I don't think it's proper, because the grading system is what is causing competition when we're now grown-ups. I don't want my kids to go to these schools of too much competition, of A's and what. I want to get my kid into a school where she's taught the importance of relationships, the importance of connections. Greetings Africa, greetings Zimbabwe, greetings Zambia, greetings Nigeria. My name is Jerry Monya Zungu, aka the Chartered Vendor. We are there on the Chartered Vendor podcast, where we talk about everything sales, everything entrepreneurship. And today I'm super excited. I've got a young, vibrant entrepreneur, a man who has made some waves, Nyati, Mr. Simbarashe Nyamadzawo, the CEO of Gumiguru. He has done very well in consultants, and he's also written a lot of books. Nyati, what do you say? How are you doing?
Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. So how's Gumiguru?
Gumiguru is doing fine, Mkani.
Great, that's good. That's good. So probably people might want to know, they know me already. They want to know who is Mr. Simbarashe Nyamadzawo, the man from Domboshawa.
Simbarashe Nyamadzawo is a boy from Domboshawa. He's an author. He's a founder of a consultants company called Gumiguru, and is the last born Gotweramai Wadzanai.
Yeah, Gotweramai Wadzanai. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's a good introduction. So we're looking at consultants. You've written how many books, baby?
I've written 5 books now.
5? Which ones?
Faithpreneurship, leadership wisdom, Tatenda, Majita, and Second Chance.
Okay. When did you last publish?
I last published 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago.
That's good. That's very good. 2 years ago. Why are you no longer publishing? When is the next book coming?
The next book is coming. We're in November. It's coming end of this month or beginning of December.
Yes. Okay. That's good. I used to see you the days I was starting consultants. That was around 2014, 2015. And I always say you're in your suit. Sometimes you go to the registrar of companies, you've got your books, and I'm like, one day I want to be like this guy. You were always with books.
Yes.
And always the culture of reading. And do you also see Zimbabweans, do they have culture of reading? And how have they also managed to embrace your books? Or the culture is changing?
The culture is changing in Zimbabwe, because now people have got other medias of getting information, because books are primarily for information, but people now have access to information through YouTube, through TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Social media is huge, especially with the Gen Z. But as for my books, I've been fortunate and privileged that they've been received well, because they are written in simple English, and they are relatable. You understand? They are unique. It's not like when you read my books, just like your books, Jerry.
They're so simple.
They're so simple. Yeah,
no use of dictionary.
no use of dictionary. You are not trying to be complicated, and you can relate with the content. I think that's what most people like about those books.
Okay, let's talk about faith entrepreneurial. What are you trying to say there?
Faithpreneurship. Let's talk about Tatenda.
Tatenda, yeah, Tatenda. Is Tatenda in English?
It's in English.
Okay.
It's a story. It's a story, but with practical lessons. It touches on the power of attitude. It touches on the importance of getting education, financial literacy, and the power of mentorship. but it's in a story format. As we be reading the book, it's a page 10. You want to know what's going to happen to the tent. What's going to happen to the tent? Yes.
Yeah, people they want to know. I know the book, but they want to know. So on which one was the best performing amongst the 5?
I think the best performing, I would say, Faithpreneurship, because it was my first, and the people just fell in love with it, because I was bridging entrepreneurship and Christian principles. Zimbabwe is largely a Christian nation, so that mixture of Christian principles and practicalities of entrepreneurship. I think that's what people liked.
But if you look at entrepreneurship and faith, do you think these things they work together? I've read the book Think and Grow Rich, and is mentioning faith as probably is number 2, something which makes someone rich. Someone has to have faith in something. So, do you think people are managing to differentiate? Because I've noticed that I was doing consultants with this other guy. So this guy goes to church. These churches which believe in Holy Spirit. And as I was consulting, I asked him, because I saw the awkwardness of how he's opening his branches. You see, when you're consulting, and let's see, someone is opening a branch where there are no people are going to buy fast food because he's into fast food. When I asked him now, how do you open this branch? What's your criteria which you use when you're opening a branch? And how do you also determine if it's now the right time to open a branch? Then he said, I asked the Holy Spirit. Yeah, that's what he said. Bluntly, he asked the Holy Spirit. So my question was now, unfortunately, that business went under. It's still there, but it's limping. So the question is, you wrote a whole book about that. Do you think entrepreneurs are also putting a line whereby they say church comes in, but it ends here? But now I'm running my business with principles. Because some of the principles are even also in the Bible. But when people now are consulting their prophets, consulting their apostles, their pastors, because you're consulting someone who's never run a business, and they'll advise you. Because if you go to your pastor right now with any issue, they'll advise, but sometimes wrongly advising. Now, how do you see that?
So, faith is important, but we also have to apply wisdom, because wisdom is the principal thing, is the most important thing. So a person who has wisdom, even though he's a Christian or whatever faith system he subscribes to, when you want to do business, the wisdom is you go by data. You understand? You do market research, you do market surveys. The fact that you are a Christian, faith and wisdom, they don't oppose each other.
Exactly.
They work in hand. Yeah. Actually, faith without works is dead.
It's dead.
So when you are an entrepreneur, the work part of it is doing market research, market surveys, and consulting entrepreneurs like you, so that your decisions are guided on hard data, not just wishful thinking.
Yeah, because faith without it becomes wishful thinking. Like for example, it's now a year end. Someone will just grab all their funds in their coffers. They'll go for holiday, for vacation. Then they'll say, we have faith that in January things are going to be well.
No, that's not faith. That's foolishness.
That's foolishness.
That's foolishness. That's foolishness. Okay, I want to ask you, Jerry. M&J Group is celebrating 10 years this year. Am I correct?
You're 10. Now 11.
11 years.
10 years. So we celebrated 10 last year.
10 last year.
In November.
November last year. Okay. What is the vision and the mission of M&J Group after the 10th year anniversary? Is the vision and mission changed, or it's still the same?
It's still the same, because we are saying we want to build timeless businesses and timeless sustainable businesses to make Africa a hub of innovation, whereby what we're simply saying in short is to say, I've worked with a lot of companies. I've worked in companies. Because my different, how I'm different is I've had time to work for other companies. So when I was working for other companies, I would see where the problems were emanating from. For example, you put someone who's not qualified to be a CEO to run a company, or you put someone who's just another day I was having a conversation with this other guy who works for quite a big company. It was doing well when it was each SBU fighting for its own life. But right now they've now put all the SBUs under one umbrella, which means if one SBU is making money, they have to pay for everyone, and it creates laziness in other SBUs, which we call corporate incest, whereby it's more like relatives are sleeping together. It's killing the company. So I've got in those situations whilst I was even working as an accounts clerk, as a bookkeeper, as an accountant. I would see mistakes being done. I would see favoritism, nepotism, putting relatives where they don't deserve, giving them too much power, the kids of the owner. They don't even understand how the business, the roots of the business, but they just wake up at the summit of the organization. They're now directors, but they don't know what's holding the business. So getting into M&J wasn't difficult because I knew what I wanted to do. Although I started in a way which I would say I was just looking for money. But whilst I was there now, I started to say, but these things are the ones which are happening to us. You start learning from your own mistakes, your recruitment.
If you had to start all over again, what would you do differently?
What I would do differently, I would definitely not recruit my brothers and sisters. That's the first thing which I will not do. Because I think the first employee was my sister, and I love her so much. But you see, when you work as brothers and sisters, especially when your family had never had an opportunity to learn about business. There's a difference. I've got someone who say, Jerry, why are you saying that? Because we are working as brothers and we are working very well. It depends with how you're groomed. You know it very well. Sometimes you've got your brothers and sisters, but it doesn't mean that you share the same mindset. You also share the same vision. It needs now to be even inculcated in our families, whereby we say, if you've got a family, you need to start teaching them how to collaborate whilst they're still young. Because sometimes we end up competing. Because we ended up, family, you fight. Sometimes there's no demarcation.
Domestic issues.
There's no demarcation of what has happened in the family and what has happened in business.
And at times, someone might be an elder at family level.
Exactly.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's senior.
Exactly. So to me, that's I would definitely change that. And number two, I wouldn't, because when I was starting, I used to trust everyone. You see, you trust everyone.
Yeah.
Because when a new entrepreneur you see as if everyone is
like you, is good as if a good-hearted person.
Exactly, and you also think that everyone is pushing for the vision, is fighting for the company, but you don't know that someone is thinking otherwise. Like one of my employees, he was using his own laptop, and that laptop it broke down, and instead of buying him a company laptop, I upgraded his laptop. And when he was leaving, he left with that laptop and did all the information for clients. Bookkeeping, tax, all that was in that laptop. And this young man just disappeared.
With no warning.
He started picking his calls after 1 week. So these are some of the things which you experience. And to me, when I was saying, you say to me, what are the things which you're going to do differently, those two things. And also not thinking big. Think small, or you're always punished on the market. So think big, thinking big, making sure that if your vision, because we are not fighting to be number one, number two. Fight to be number one, and number one not only in Zim, in Africa. That's my thinking. So that's why we've changed the name from M&J to M&J Africa, because we are saying we want to help African entrepreneurs.
Now that you speak of the Africa Renaissance, Pan-Africanism, building business in Africa, you also have a presence in Zambia, as M&J Group. What opportunities do you see in Zambia which Zimbabweans can tap into? Why did you choose Zambia and not South Africa and not Malawi?
Okay, so that is a good question, because I chose South Africa initially, but when I got into South Africa, see how their economy operates, I see like my solutions are needed more in economies which are still growing. Because if you look at South Africa, it's more like a closed economy. They've got Mercedes-Benz branch when they're doing their assemblies done in South Africa. Toyota assembly is done in South Africa. We're looking at an economy which is more organized. But I've noticed that consultants thrives where the economies are shaky. The economy is just buggered. Like if you look at where Zimbabwe is, we need more solutions in Zimbabwe than in South Africa.
Because the consultants are problem solvers, isn't it?
Exactly. Because I view myself as a problem solver. If you notice the economy of Zimbabwe, it's growing. You look at our senior entrepreneurs, like you look at our Tinashe Mtaris of this world, he started his company in 2007. Right now, his company is now reaching, it's now close to 20 years. Are you getting it? But the question now is, there's something which is now experiencing at 20 years, which he has never experienced when he was 5. So that's where I'm coming in and saying, now, Mkoma Tinashe, how can he helps me? But how can I also help him? Because sometimes by dealing with a lot of people, you're all researched. You can say, no, Mkoma Tinashe, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? But the question now is, Zambia, why I picked Zambia? It's a growing economy, good population, culture-wise, we're almost the same. Risk is minimal. South Africa, there's too much risk. I don't want to get into a country where I'm scared.
So there's crime rate, high crime rate.
Pass through a robot. It's more like wherever you are going, people are saying, don't use that road. No. In Zambia, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Zambia might even be safer than Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah. Then, number 2, Zambia shares borders with 8 countries. Namibia, Botswana, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Tanzania, DRC, and is it Kenya or Angola?
I wasn't aware that it's that's
so it's 8 borders. So it's more central than any other Southern African country. So if you want to cover Africa, you are rather, if you're in Zambia, you can access all these 8 countries whilst you're in Zambia. And it's easy. It's a gateway to East Africa, West Africa, and Southern Africa. So to me, that's why I chose Zambia, and I like how Zambians behave, and I feel like our solutions are needed there, and that's why I chose Zambia. But
that was powerful. I didn't know that it shares borders with
8 countries.
With 8 countries.
Yeah, we only share with 4.
So it's their geographical location, their culture, their growing economy. And even the safety of your
you need to go where you feel safe. I can't get into South Africa currently because I don't feel safe in South Africa. I love South Africa, but sometimes it's better for me to love.
For promoting the gospel of selling. In fact, your brand is the chartered vendor. It's born out of your experiences in selling. It's not something that you read in a book.
No.
But it's something which you experienced. You have been in the trenches. If you've not been a vendor, do you think you'd have built M&J Group to where it is today?
No way. Because why do I say no way? I look at my fellow brothers and sisters I've went to school with, and some of them were brilliant than me. Some were with par. You look at what they're doing and what I'm doing. It's completely different. Especially the people I learned with at Maris Brothers Nyanga. Very few are into the entrepreneurship space. Because why? When you're intelligent, you're an A student, You have never experienced risk. You have never experienced failure.
You've never been thrown into the deep end.
Yeah. I remember when I was a vendor, when I would fail, I would cry. Because failure wasn't in me. I was born to not to fail. So the question was, school had taught us that failure is wrong. But as you get used to, police comes, they hit you, you lose your stock, you think that today you're going to be paying your employees, boom, you lose all the money. Sometimes you borrow money to even restart. So all those kind of lessons, they're the ones which taught me how to be an entrepreneur, to talk to people, how the power of relationships, the power of public speaking, the fear of talking to people. So all that, yeah.
Yeah, now that you talk about your schoolmates, your age mates, that they haven't amounted to much despite their intelligence. If given an opportunity to change our curriculum, maybe at primary level and at university level, what would you add? What would you subtract?
I'm very passionate about that subject. I'm writing a book called Miseducated Africa. I'll dismantle everything, starting with making a school, people, number one, number two, grading system. I don't think is proper. Because grading system is what is causing competition when we're now grown-ups. Whereby when people are saying, let us get together.
Let's collaborate.
There's no collaboration. I was at St. George's. Shout out to Mr. Melvin at the Hartman House. You look at how the St. George's guys are brought up. They are taught that Simba is a brother, not an opponent. Hence, when we are playing rugby together, when we are in school together, Simba has got something which he does better than me. I've got something which I can do better than Simba. But for us to go out as in full force and win on the market, I'm supposed to use... if we're going to go there in the market together, collaborate, we'll win better, we'll be recognized better. Synergize. Imagine if all the consultants comes together and say, we are going to the president to lobby that we should reduce the investment license. And we point out to say, we've lost all these clients because of the fee which is being charged by Zida. As one voice.
As one voice. Yeah.
All the consultants, they converge in our thousands going there. We're going to be heard. But if it's Jerry and Simba are only going there, or if Jerry even lobbying, Simba is coming in, backbiting. Even saying to the president, don't listen to him. So we don't win. So number one, collaboration. Grading system must stop. People must be taught that when you're in group, that thing of saying group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 6. No, discrimination. It must stop. Because we are different we are intelligent in our own way. Simba, you might be good with I might be good with mathematics, but you're good with Shona.
Shona, yes.
You're an artist. You're a speaker. Some people are good at speaking. How can we mold that guy to make them a better speaker? We've got our job praisers and our wikidees of this world.
They might not score high.
Imagine if job praiser had passed the mathematics. We're never going to listen to all this music. Because I once heard in his interview that he tried to do mathematics. He wanted to be a soldier. That's what he wanted to do. But thank God, he failed mathematics.
We now have a celebrated artist.
We can now listen to music. So imagine if everyone was passing. So I'm saying the system itself must be disbanded. Number one. Number two, we need to start telling each other. We need to start teaching with the intention to apply. We look at it right now as Africa or as Zimbabwe. We say the backbone of our economy is agriculture. The backbone of our economy is mining. But most of us, we don't even know how gold looks like. Why can't you start teaching kids in ECD that this is gold? We bring it in class, they handle it. They know how to mine a tender edge. They can apply, our economy can grow. Look at what's happening in the economy. people are farming better. Most of them in the prior years, people who were doing farming better were foreigners. People who are mining our mines right now, they're foreigners. Chinese, Germans.
Yes.
We yes, we are owning mining, but it's small scale.
It's small scale.
Makorokoza. But what about, but it doesn't mean that the Makorokozas are not doing well. There are a lot of Makorokozas who are doing good, but they've learned about mining at 25 years. At 30 years, they didn't know about cyanide. They didn't know about even getting into the pit. They didn't know about a hammer. So we're saying our curriculum is flawed.
They were pushed by circumstances, not
exactly.
That is something they were conscientized
even
growing
right
up.
now, if you look at agriculture, I did agriculture at O level, but almost 3/4 of the class had dropped. Why were they dropping? And then donate a compost in a manure. That's why they're dropping. But those same people, after getting government positions, after being CEOs, they're now saying, I'm now owning a farm and a plot. How are you going to know how to apply fertilizer?
When you ran away from
agriculture. This is the same person you want them to run a farm. So our curriculums are not for us. Let us say, why are we still studying about Hitler and Mussolini? For what? What benefit am I going to get about knowing about what Mussolini and Hitler did? Those are things which I'm supposed to learn in my spare time.
Spare time, yes.
But I'm saying it's even coming as a question. Tell us what Hitler did, 20 marks. What for?
But you should be learning about AI.
Yeah, some of us, you are Nyati, I'm Soko. We don't even know how these totems even come out. How did we end up being a Nyati?
Yeah, it wasn't part of the...
Are you getting it?
Yes.
It wasn't part of our curriculum.
But it's very important in our culture.
It's very important to understand where we came from.
Yes.
That's how we are going to even select our leaders. To say when we are selecting a Shumba Murabwi, what are we doing? Soko Mkanya. Where did we come from? But we wanted to know where Hitler came from. What for? Are you getting it?
Yeah,
so our curriculum needs to be revamped and changed so that our kids will have solution for our economy. Our kids, if you notice, that's why if you see Zimbabweans, they thrive when they go to America. Because why we started the American system better than the Zimbabwean system? Yeah. When you go to UK, we thrive. Because why we started the UK system, we didn't study the Zimbabwean system.
Okay. So the issue...
who said our judges should keep on wearing those white things?
Yeah, it's a...
Are you getting it? Yeah. I heard that hat, if you look at it, it looks like a white man's hair.
Yes.
They said, when you're black, you don't think. So you need a what? You need to be given a hat, a white robe for you to start what? To start thinking. What for?
Yeah, we should do away with that.
We should use our system. Madzimambo, Madzishi. Right now, we no longer even have respect for our mambos. Yes. Even if you see Mambo walking.
Yes, yeah.
I was in a bank. A chief was waiting in the line. Then I said to everyone, guys, this is a chief. Because with those signs.
Yes, they've got those signs.
Then they said, this is a chief. Mambo. Because it's our culture.
Yes.
But we have removed our culture. Even if you look at our system is flawed, Mr. Simba. Look at even right now. We are marrying. You pay Lobola. And there's no Aurora squad. Then after that, after 2 weeks, no. We need to have a white wedding. Two ways of... Yeah, people are married. Some people are even also going to the court, which means you're going to marry someone thrice.
Yeah, thrice. Yeah.
But whose culture? What we are teaching each other in schools. That's why right now you notice degreed people coming in. People with diplomas. We are educated, but we cannot solve simple things. Because the reason why we're getting into UZ, many people have got into UZ just because they want to be known that they're at UZ. But you know what? Someone wanted to be an accountant, but they end up doing economics. Why? Just because they wanted to be at UZ.
They want to be at UZ. Because I always tell my young people that at times you're better off going to a polytechnic and getting something technical.
But who is telling them? No one. The system is flawed. And I strongly feel like this system is, I don't think the author of our system is not here. The author of our system were people like J.D. Rockefeller, who were saying, I don't want thinkers from those schools. I want workers. That's why even right now, as we're running entrepreneurship, we run it from 10, 15 years. It starts to struggle because we're never taught how to do entrepreneurship.
How to innovate.
That's the problem.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you correctly. And your kids, what are you teaching them at home in line with entrepreneurship?
Yeah, thank you so much. At home we've got our daily program. I've been introducing it a bit, especially to my biggest daughter. She's turning 11 on the 19th of November.
So she's same age with M&J.
Yeah. She's almost same age. Yeah, same age. Because when I was fired at M&J, that's the day she was. When I was fired at ZPH, that's the day she was birth. Yeah. So she's M&J.
She's M&J.
So where what I've noticed, there are 3 skills which are vital for anyone: public speaking, technology, and sales. If you can know these 3 things, you can survive anywhere.
Public speaking,
technology,
sales. You sound like a politician.
So that's what I'm teaching him every day. I've said I don't care much about you failing mathematics. I don't care. I don't care if you fail your English, but I want you to know how to use email. So if she does our own homework,
send emails.
We discuss. We learn to apply. So I say to her, I've showed you soft skills. Go to your mother and apply. So there's no rating, there's no marking and 10 out of 10. Are you improving? We check on our ability
progress.
To say, this other day she came to me and she said, no, I've been bullied. Then I said, okay, what were they saying? Then the guys were saying, because she's a soko. So kids, they're kids. Remember, these are kids.
Yeah.
So they started saying you look like a monkey because from the totem.
From the totem, yes.
But when we joke, us as elderly, we don't care.
Yeah.
But kids now,
it gets to them.
No, I'm being bullied. These boys are bullying me. Then I said, kid, you're being bullied. Okay. So the mother had said, I'll approach your headmaster and complain. And I said, no. We're not going to do that. Come here. These are some weights. Let us start running and jogging. What are you going to do? Go back and fight for yourself. What I was just teaching is a small lesson. In this life, no one cares about you.
No one is going to stand up for you.
You have to fight for yourself. So she went there. Probably as soon as those kids wanted to say again, so
they gave you a punch.
I don't know what happened. So she came to me now smiling. Everyone is now scared of me in the class. Thank you. Now I can stand for myself. So I said, kid, whenever something happens, you don't cry. Yeah. Fight for yourself.
Okay.
Simple lesson.
I'm liking this.
The simple lesson. So these are kind of lessons which you do when you're using a phone, even at home, controlling them to use, because these kids are now using a lot of phones. They have a lot of technology in front of them, which is mostly toxic at that tender age. So it's I'm not there with my kids, but my kids, I'm teaching them. If even I'm going to be, God is going to give me an opportunity to have resources, I don't want my kids to go to these schools of too much competition, of A's and what. I want to get my kid into a school where she's taught the importance of relationships, the importance of connections. I wrote about it on my Facebook and I said, the difference between a connection and corruption is, it's corruption when it's not benefiting you. Because if I know you, Simba, there's no way if you're going to be the Minister of Finance today and I won't benefit. Let's be honest.
No way.
Do you expect someone to suffer when I'm the Minister of Energy?
I was telling someone that if that if I'm in HR somewhere and my niece is
looking for a job,
I would give them. I would be stupid not to give them.
Be
When I'm the one who had
stupid.
paid fees for it to go to university.
And you say, no, my niece has failed. So I said, it's called a connection when it's on your side. But it's corruption when it's on someone's side. It's disadvantaging you. So if you establish more connections, it's just a core. It's a core away. But boss, I need a passport. Then even at the airport, you see, I just say, because when I've got my colleagues who are manning the whole airport, why should I stand in the queue?
There was a debate which I saw on social media some years back, and it keeps on coming now and again, of the difference between me. I went to a government school. I understand you went to a mission school. And there are those group A schools, private schools. Some people, they say they are too expensive for nothing. Then others, they say people from those group A schools, they are too soft to survive in this kind of economy. What's your take on that? Private schools versus mission schools.
Mission schools, private schools. They're the ones who control the economy, but quietly. They control the economy, but quietly. Look at people who went to private schools, where they are. Because why? There's no way if someone goes to Peter's, they are going to suffer like us. As we suffer, because let us not mistake people. Let us not mistake, because we are products of the school of hard knocks. Are you getting it? We are products of school of hard knocks, where you see that there's no choice. I have to get into Harare. If I don't make it, I'll go back to Dombosha. There's a difference. But your kid now is different. Because you've laid the foundation for it. Don't expect your kid to start. I cannot expect my kids to start being vendors again. I can't. It's an error, you see. But if I send them in the wrong systems, they can go back to be vendors again. Why can't I now say, okay, fine. Why can't I put my kid now? Because private schools, some people, they've got a problem. They put their kids in a private school such that when their pastor is now asking in church, my daughter is at St. George's. You get what I mean? But the reason why they are sending their kids to St. George's is because they want to brag.
They want to be seen.
They want to be seen. But if you're sending your kid in a private school because you want them to network, so even deliberately, your kids, every time you must ask them, whose contacts have you collected? And even at home, you must tell them that, no. You must be linking up with everyone in your school.
It should be a people's person.
But you go there to Peter House and you become an introvert. No benefit. So, private schools, they teach life. In short, in summary, private schools, they teach life. Mission schools, they teach us how to be workers.
Okay, let's talk about your book. I've read this one. I've read this one. I've read this one. But
why African businesses?
I haven't read this one. Let's talk about this one. Why African businesses die young. What's the thesis of this book? What's the thesis?
So this book is it's a combination of stories of my experience and my clients' experience. Because I've worked with a lot of customers. I've noticed where they're making mistakes. I've made mistakes. So I've noticed why African businesses die young. They don't survive beyond 5 years. Because why? When the owner is not there, everything is a mess. When the owner is not there, every password, all the money is in the owner's custody. So it means when they die, I've had a situation whereby a guy was owning 5 businesses, doing very well. But when he died, they failed to get money to bury him. Because why? All the money was logged in banks.
In his account. And he was the only signatory.
He was the only one with the password for the safe. They had to destroy the safe. So all that now is because of we are not thinking ahead. We are not thinking 200 years ahead. Our mission statements, our visions are only when we are alive. We don't think what is going to happen when we are dead.
Could it be one of the reasons why when we're growing up, we used to know a lot of entrepreneurs who owned
Bus companies.
Bus companies.
It's bus companies.
Yes, bus companies.
Most of them, they are no longer there.
Most of them, they are no
Because
longer
why? The owner was the one with the whole secret. So we're telling each other now to say, I'm telling entrepreneurs to say, watch out. Because I've got a seminar coming up on the 27th, which I'm saying, entrepreneurs, let's gather. Let us tell each other what makes business break. For example, you are good at consultants, but sometimes you are also now doing what is not in your scope. Because opportunities are everywhere, but it doesn't mean that you have to chase after every opportunity.
But at times you have to collaborate as you were saying.
Yeah, opportunities in business are more like beautiful girls. Once you marry what you call a beautiful lady, you notice that no. The one you have is not even beautiful. There's another package which has been released.
They say the beautiful ones are not yet born.
So you always see beautiful ladies. Even if you have one in your house, you always see there's always a better package out there. But it doesn't mean that you have to take it and to make it your own. Even with cars. When you think that I now have a Toyota GD6 2025, boom, they will release
Raptor.
they will release even the better Toyota 2026. So it's a vicious cycle. So what I'm simply saying is, not every beautiful business you're supposed to chase. Some of them, leave them for other people. It's not for you. Know yourself. Are you a product person or a service person? Because there are people who are product people. When they do service, they mess up. There are people who are just service people. They are good with service. So, in a nutshell, that's what I'm trying to say in Why African Business Die Young, covering Africa. But some stories happened in Zambia, some stories happened in Zimbabwe, some in South Africa.
What's of the companies which are listed on the stock exchange? Which one is your favorite and why? Or the big companies, our Econet, our Delta.
It's controversial. I love them all, and I wish if we can have more companies on the stock exchange, because you see, every company which is out there, big companies are carrying the load. I noticed Delta paid a lot of taxes, millions and millions of dollars of taxes. Econet paid a lot of taxes. So all the companies which are Padenga, all the companies which are on stock exchange, I value every entrepreneur who is out there, including you, because if you're employing one or two people, you're already a hero, because what you're fighting for is to say, how can you grow our economy? So every company, without necessarily pointing out to the favorite, but every company is my favorite. They're doing well.
Do you wish to list M&J on our stock exchange or any other stock exchange? One day.
Not now, but you never know. But my dream is to be always to say, I want to list my clients. I want to list at least four of my clients in my lifetime on stock exchange. But probably for me, it depends because you look, we're in consultants, and sometimes in consultants there's no raising of capital, because probably the reason I'll be going to stock exchange to try to get more money. Consultants, we are thinking, then we share it out there. So sometimes it's better for you to maintain it as a private. For now, we never know tomorrow.
Okay. I hear.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I don't know, yourself, what's your parting shot to the guys?
Parting shot to the listeners is, let's continue working hard. Let's continue believing in ourselves. Entrepreneurship is hard, but we are not supposed to give up. Let's keep on persevering, and let's connect to other entrepreneurs for inspiration and mentorship when the going gets tough.
That's great. So we enjoyed this. I hope you're going to also enjoy this conversation. But personally, I enjoyed the conversation with my brother Simba. That's why you noticed that this interview was a bit different. We're interviewing each other because it's a podcast where we want to share ideas, get them to you guys so that you apply in your businesses. Because remember, we have to go out and fight for our own Africa. No one is going to make Africa great but ourselves. It's not politics, but that's the reality. No one who loves Africa who is out there. It's a lie that when they're bringing their donors, they love their donations, they love us. I think you've seen, I loved what Donald Trump has done to cut aid to Africa. That's when you start to think, because sometimes we think when we are facing the war, we don't think when we are pampered with all these nice from America. Those people are outside, they don't hate us, or also they don't love us, but they just want Africa to be Africa. So thank you guys. Until next time, it's Jerry Nyamadzawo out.